Save on Cox Internet when you add Cox Mobile and get fiber-powered internet at home and unbeatable 5G reliability on the go. So whether you're playing a game at home,
yes, goal,
or attending one live, you can do more without spending more. Learn how to save at cox.com/internet. Cox Internet is connected to the premises via coaxial cable. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability as measured by Ookla LLC in the U.S. to H 2023. Results may vary, not an endorsement. Other restrictions apply.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change will help ease your oil change-anxiety. Picture expert technicians who are quick, but not rushed. When you hear the bell, breathe in and out. Now, let go of your oil change-anxiety. Visit Valvoline Instant Oil Change today and find automotive peace. No appointment needed.
Blessings and peace to you. This is SB Favor Thinking Podcast, and my name is SB Favor. How are you doing today? It is Thursday, February 13th, 2025. Another wonderful day and another day to be thankful. And as I always say, if you focus on what is good, then you can project something good to happen when you focus on what is good. Because there are no benefits in sitting around thinking about the negative things, because when you focus on the negative things, then you will position yourself to be in a worse or negative situation. That's right. So focus on what's good, because when you focus on what's good, it just helps you to feel better, and it helps you to have a better projection about everything that is going to happen in your favor. So focus on what is good. If you're out there traveling about today, make sure you say a prayer. It never hurts to pray. Make sure you are focused and not distracted by being on your cell phone too much. I always remind you of these things because I care. So make sure you keep yourself safe and keep your family members safe, and just do your part to stay focused today while you are out and about doing whatever it is you are doing. Make sure you wash your hands, because a lot of people are still getting sick, and so you want to just keep yourself safe. That's right. Do your part to stay safe. If you would like to give to the podcast, you can give at Cash App $SB Favor, or you can give at Venmo at SB Favor. Once again, if you would like to give to the podcast, you can give at Cash App $SB Favor, or you can give at Venmo at SB Favor. And if you are not comfortable using the apps to give to the podcast, you can contact me at the SB Favor Thinking Podcast page on Facebook. Send me a direct message and I will answer you. Thank you so much for your support and your donations. And I want to also remind you to give to Feeding America. Feeding America is a great organization that provides provisions of food for families across the nation. So make sure you give to Feeding America, and you can find all of their information at their website at feedingamerica.org. Once again, please give to Feeding America. Feeding America is also helping the families that were affected by the fires in California. So right now is a good time to give to Feeding America. And make sure you find out more information about this organization at feedingamerica.org. It's a good organization to give to. So I just wanted to remind you of that. And once again, thank you for your support and your donations. Well, topic for today is the power of a positive perspective. The power of a positive perspective is so important. And why is it important? Because it has everything to do with how we think and how we see something in the midst of a bad situation. That's right. When something happens, we don't have to view it entirely as something bad. Yes, we do want to acknowledge what has taken place and we do want to see it for what it is, but we don't have to have a negative perspective about what's going on. We can have a more positive perspective about what's happening. Why should we have a positive perspective? Why? We should have a positive perspective so that we can have and develop a better evaluation and assessment about the situation. Because if something is going on and it's totally negative and you see it according to what is happening and you don't see the possibilities of change and you don't see the possibilities of something better happening, that means you don't have a positive perspective. We should always project the possibilities of change. We should always project the possibilities of something becoming better and not worse. We should not see everything as not having the ability to change or not having the ability to increase to be something better. When something happens, it's easy to just cave in and say, "Oh well, that's the way it's going to be." No, it doesn't have to be that way. Because when we have a positive perspective, we can take on the view of the opportunity of something good happening. That's right, because a positive perspective is an opportunity for change. It's an opportunity to see something new happen. That's right. Sometimes I triple over my words a little bit, and it's good because I embrace my faults and flaws because we all are human. Yes, we are, right? So when you make a mistake, just keep moving, stay confident. But anyway, I had to say that. Anyway, as I was saying, a positive perspective keeps you in the position of an opportunity for change, an opportunity to grow, an opportunity to embrace something new, an opportunity to see something in the light instead of the dark. That's right. And what do I mean by that? To see something in the light, to see something in the light of something positive and not something doom and gloom that is dark. So keep a positive perspective because when you keep a positive perspective, you are positioning yourself to grow. You are positioning yourself to elevate mentally into something better. When we focus on the negative things and if we have a negative perspective, that's a hindrance. That's right. A hindrance is something that gets in the way and it blocks you from moving ahead. A hindrance will put you in the position to go backwards. And you don't want to do that. You want to always keep a positive perspective to discover how to cultivate something more optimistic. That's right. You want to cultivate something to be more optimistic so that you can be more resilient, so that you can improve your overall well-being. That's right. You want to boost your energy, not drag your energy, not decrease your energy. You want to increase your resilience in your energy. You don't want to have what is called a downward position in your attitude. You don't want that. You want to have a uplifting position in your attitude. You want to have a elevating position in your attitude. And all of that starts with how we think. If you are sitting around watching TV or just spending time with your family, or you could be just going about your day. And if you're just constantly projecting what's negative, and if you are just thinking about all that is wrong and all that is negative, all of that is just going to drain your energy. It's going to drain your spirit. It's going to drain you from a place of being positive. Are what is good. And if you are uplifting yourself with positive thoughts and positive perspectives about what can happen and what will happen that is positive, and if you are meditating on all of the things that help you to be better and all of the things that help you to be focused on what's better, then you will lift yourself up. Then you will find yourself being in a more uh, greater place of gratitude. Oh, yes. Because when you focus on what is good, it helps you to also look at everything that is going right instead of the things that are going wrong. You will give more energy to the things that are going right instead of the things that are going wrong when you keep a positive perspective. When you focus on solutions and not problems, you will give more energy to the solutions that can be created for you and not the problems. We have to understand the power of our thoughts, what we agree with and what we should disagree with. We have to understand that every time you think something, you have the power to bring energy to something, good, bad, or indifferent. And we should align ourselves with what is more positive than negative. Yes, you can acknowledge and look at the things that are happening and say, yeah, that's happening, but it's going to change. Whatever that something is. When you hear bad news, you can speak against it. You don't have to align with it and say, oh, well, that's just what it's going to be. And I don't know what I'm going to do. And no, you don't have to. No matter what is going on, we all have the power to align ourselves mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. We all have the power to align ourselves with what is positive. When we align ourselves emotionally, mentally, and spiritually with what is more positive, that means we are initiating a more positive perspective. It is a transformative process when we align ourselves with what is more positive. When we challenge our negative thoughts, when we focus on solutions, and when we practice engaging in what is more positive, then we take on a more positive energy. Positive energy, which is a positive force. Imagine yourself being so happy and so filled with joy, you don't even know what you're filled with joy about. You don't even know what you're happy about. That type of energy comes from simply being positive. Somebody asked me the question. They said, why are you so positive? And I said, when you understand life and when you understand the world through having a relationship with God, then you take on a more positive perspective based on who God is and not what's happening in this world. Yes, I said that in that order because that's how I live. When you have a relationship with God, you know in your heart and your mind and your spirit that everything about God is good. There are some things we don't understand, but you do know that God is love and you know everything about God is good. So when you understand God from a perspective of what is good, and then when you look at the world, you can learn that everything that happens, you can find the good in it, even when it's negative. So that's why it is important to keep a positive perspective. Now, it does not mean you should not acknowledge what is bad. Yes, you should acknowledge what is bad. You can look at something and say, oh, that's not good or whatever. But even in the midst of something that is not good, you still can keep a positive perspective because you want to have a mindset that is focused on what is good. You want to have a mindset that is focused on things getting better. You want to have a mindset on the possibilities of change and the possibilities of what can be better. You want to have a mindset of that. You want to overcome negative thought patterns because negative thought patterns and a negative mindset will drain you. It will drag you down, and you don't want to be down and you don't want to be drained. Something that is drained is something that is empty. You want to be filled. You want to be full. Full of what? You want to be filled with.
Save on Cox Internet when you add Cox Mobile and get fiber-powered internet at home and unbeatable 5G reliability on the go. So whether you're playing a game at home,
yes, goal,
or attending one live, you can do more without spending more. Learn how to save at cox.com/internet. Cox Internet is connected to the premises via coaxial cable. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability as measured by Ookla LLC in the U.S. 2H 2023. Results may vary, not an endorsement. Other restrictions apply.
How to have fun anytime, anywhere. Step 1. Go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2. Collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3. Play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games. All for free?
Step 4. Unleash your excitement.
Woohoo!
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Positive thoughts, positive projections. You want to be full of positive thought patterns. That's right. You want to be filled with positive thought patterns because no matter how something looks or no matter how something feels, you can still have a positive projection, a positive mindset. That's right. You can maintain a positive perspective even in the midst of something that is negative. We all have the ability to do it if we choose to do it. I was talking to one of my students earlier today and I said, when we align ourselves with a burden, that means we have a negative perspective. But if we align ourselves with an opportunity to learn something new, to do something better, to think about the possibilities, then we align ourselves with positive perspectives. So remember, you can cultivate positive perspectives every single day. You don't have to align yourself with the burdens. You can align yourself with the opportunities. And how do we do that constantly? How do we keep a positive perspective or positive perspectives? How do we do that? We do it by simply practicing to focus on the possibilities of what can change, what can become new, and we do that by focusing on what is good, committing to it. That's right, committing to having a positive attitude, committing to having a positive mindset, committing to practicing positive self talks, committing to being more grateful and practicing gratitude, committing to engaging in all of the things that help us to simply be better. Because everything that we will ever do starts with how we think. When you approach something and you're not sure of your own ability, approach it with a positive mindset. When you have to Challenge yourself to do something you've never done before, or if you might be afraid to do something you've never done before, keep a positive mindset. Approach it with a positive mindset. Because if you approach it with a negative mindset, then the outcome could possibly be negative. If you approach it with a positive mindset, you're going to feel good when you approach whatever it is you're trying to do, and the results of having a positive outcome is going to be higher. So understand the power of a positive perspective. Understand how important it is. Just think about that for a second. Understand the importance about staying grateful and being more progressive when it comes to being more positive, because there are no benefits in being negative. There are no benefits in that. There are no benefits in just sitting around thinking about problems. When you sit around thinking about problems, you can't change nothing by just thinking negative. You can't change nothing by just speaking negative. Everything just becomes worse. Yes. I'm laughing about this because this is a conversation that I have with people all the time. When people say, "Oh, you're just being negative and that's just being unrealistic." No, it's not. It's not. When you are positive, you're being more realistic. Why? Because you are aligning yourself with God. You are aligning yourself with good energy. You are aligning yourself with faith and hope and change and goodness and newness when you keep a positive perspective. But if you keep a negative perspective, it will drag you, drain you. It will make you empty. That's right. If you sit down right now and take notes of negative thoughts versus positive thoughts, and you look at both sides of your notes, if you look at the negative thoughts and then you look at the positive thoughts, those positive thoughts will lift your energy, but the negative thoughts will steal from you. They will drain you. They will drag you. And when I say steal from you, I'm talking about stealing your joy, stealing your peace, stealing the love that you have for yourself. Negative thoughts, it's like a thief. Negative thoughts come to steal from you. Look at it like that. I'm giving you an example of something. When I say it's a thief, negative thoughts it's like a thief coming to steal from you. Just look at it like that for a second. So keep a positive perspective in everything you do, because there is power in a positive perspective. A positive perspective is how you see things in the midst of a negative situation. The more we keep a positive perspective, the more healthy we will be spiritually, mentally, intellectually, and emotionally, because everything we will ever do starts with how we think, and is more healthy to keep a positive perspective than a negative perspective, because when we keep a positive perspective, we can help somebody else to be more positive. There is enough negativity in the world. We don't need more. We need more positivity. We need more love. We need more virtue. We need more kindness. We need more goodness. We need to be full and not empty. Because when we are full, then we have more than enough to give to somebody else. But when we are empty, that's not a good place. So keep a positive perspective. Keeping a positive perspective is not about your money, your house, your car, or your education. It starts with how you think. Because even the richest person in the world is really empty. Without saying a name, that person is empty. Because when you are full of goodness, there's no way you can take something from a poor person. You want to build a poor person when you are full. But if you are empty, that means that person that's empty wants to take from a poor person instead of give to the poor person, because God is not trying to take from a poor person. He's trying to give to the poor person. That's another topic. So I'm going to stay on topic. And this topic is about a positive perspective. Keep a positive perspective. That's all I want to say. Keep a positive perspective. Now, make sure you share this podcast with someone if you have enjoyed this podcast. If you have enjoyed this episode, make sure you share this episode with someone you love, someone that needs to be encouraged, someone that needs to be determined. Share it with someone. If you like this podcast or this episode, share it with someone. Yes. And thank you for tuning in to listen to SB Favorite Thinking Podcast. And also, if you would like to give to the podcast, make sure you give at Cash App, $ SB Favor, or you can give at Venmo at SB Favor. And I also want to remind you again to give to Feeding America. Feeding America is a great organization. They are doing great work. Please give to Feeding America. Just go to their webpage and find out more about the organization. It's an excellent organization. Go to feedingamerica.org and all their information is there. And thank you once again for tuning in to listen to SB Favorite Thinking Podcast. If you need to reach me, you can reach me at sbfavor@yahoo.com via email. You can also find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok. Google me and you will find me somewhere. iHeartRadio, Amazon Audible, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. I am everywhere, wherever you like to listen to podcasts. And make sure you subscribe to my YouTube page. That is very important. Subscribe to my YouTube page, and you will receive a notification each time there is a new episode uploaded. So I appreciate you so much for supporting the podcast and listening to the podcast. Make sure you have a good rest of the week. Thank you for listening, and you have a good day.